Tenemos con nosotros en los encuentros del Festival de Granada al pianista islandés Víkingur Ólafsson. We are going to do a very nice program about Mozart and contemporaries. How did you come up with the idea of doing this program? You recorded already, but how about this program? Tell us a little bit.
I wanted to record Mozart for my record label Deutsche Grammophon, and I wanted to find my way of doing it. I didn't just want to do 3 Mozart sonatas and that's it, you know. I wanted to find my way with Mozart. And I had a problematic relationship with Mozart when I was a child. He was, in a way, my first real challenge in music. The first time I realized I was not the best pianist in the world, and not at all. When I was 7 or 8, my mother gave me the Sonata Facile, C major sonata, and for the first time in my life, I just could not play it. Nothing was good enough for Mozart. The melody wasn't pure enough, the left hand wasn't even enough, nothing was working. And I was afraid of Mozart, you know, because my teachers, my parents were telling me stories about Mozart. Mozart almost like Jesus, like a god among men, you know. And I saw the Magic Flute when I was 7, and I thought Mozart probably wrote that when he was 7. So at the end of the opera, I was white in my face, just, you know, afraid of him. So anyway, this program and the album is about the late Mozart, the not Wunderkind prodigy Mozart. It's about Mozart, the late bloomer, Mozart, the composer who really finds his voice in the last 10 years of his life. When the music, in my opinion, becomes greater and greater and greater, and his popularity in his time went lower and lower and lower. And he does incredible experimentations in this period. The music becomes certainly darker, more experimental, denser, more polyphonic. You know, he discovers the music of Johann Sebastian Bach 10 years before he dies, and it changes everything in his music. It becomes much more like a web of polyphony. And I wanted to, in a way, explore this decade, the last 10 years of Mozart's life, 1781 to 91, and look at what was happening around him, because we sometimes isolate him and sort of pretend that he was sort of alone in the universe writing music because he's the giant. But there were incredible composers writing, and he was very influenced by them. Of course, we know Joseph Haydn, but there is also Galuppi, Domenico Cimarosa, there's Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach, really giants who are influencing Mozart. So I want to show Mozart in a way that he's alive, having a dialogue with the other composers.
And there is also a transcription by Franz Liszt. The Ave Verum Corpus from Mozart is really, really famous. And why did you include it in this
The Ave Verum
is
very famous by Mozart, but the transcription of Liszt is not famous. Nobody plays it. And I think it's actually the greatest transcription of Liszt.
Yeah.
I much prefer it to things like Ave Maria of Schubert, which I really don't like when Liszt does all these arpeggios and all this stuff. Here, he does something genius because the Ave Verum is in D major, and Liszt takes it to B major. So he takes it in a way up a 6. And then, you know, he doesn't do much. He just lets the music be, but taking it up into the high register like that makes it very angelic. And you get almost a feeling of Mozart in the afterlife, you know, the idea of Mozart, the myth of Mozart. Mozart in the 19th century, when he was, of course, dead. The Ave Verum as a little prayer at the end.
And you play through the whole program without intermission.
Yeah.
We cannot clap during the concert. How do you manage to be focused on the whole program and to be focused on the works?
Music like this keeps you very focused. The narrative is so strong that for me it's not too difficult to be focused. But you know, for my audience, I don't know. It's 85 minutes, 90 minutes, but that's just like a Mahler symphony of mid-size, not even a big one. So I think it works, but the whole program is also thought like a composition. So I really think of the first piece, how it connects to the second, how it connects to the third. It's like pearls on a necklace, you know. So it is a kind of a collage, you know, like in visual arts. It's like a collage composition, taking all sorts of elements and creating something. But I like it like that. And I think that the sound of clapping is not as beautiful as the music of Mozart and Haydn and Cimarosa and all of that.
And how about the location? I mean, does the location play a role in a way also for this program? You know, the Patio de los Mármoles.
It's beautiful. It's very small. It's very intimate. So for me, I've been playing this program in much bigger halls, and this is the very last time I ever play this, you know, because I'm leaving it now and going to the next thing, the Goldberg Variations. So this is the last one, and it's very nice to end here.
Great. And just the last question. I've heard that today in the morning you played Falla's piano.
Yes.
Is that true? How was
Yes.
that? Tell us a little bit about the experience.
De Falla's, I went to De Falla's house, and that was amazing. I mean, the house is beautiful, like the music of the man, and the piano is beautiful. It's a Pleyel, so it's a French piano, upright. And the house is very modest, so he doesn't have a grand piano. He just has a beautiful upright piano. And you have views, you know, over Granada, and you play it, and the piano is full of life, and it's full of overtones. So yeah, it was a very special experience. I'm very grateful for this.